going all out.
The bouncer who let you in kind of pushes past you and gestures for you guys to follow him. He's not even batting an eye on what is, quite frankly, absolute and utter chaos going on, essentially, at least in your guys' perspective.
When in Rome, I will follow him.
Everybody else?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah. Follow.
As you move through what would be the main entertainment area, you can take a rough count of about roughly 50 individuals. A few of them seem to be completely incapacitated, whether it be drugs, alcohol, or any other means of intoxication or illness, even lounging about on different booths. Yeah, you end up going past the VIP rooms. You hear a weird cacophony of sounds from the VIP rooms. Some of them are what you would expect to hear from VIP rooms of this establishment. Others are much more agonizing sounds. A couple individuals do walk out of the room and they're covered completely in blood. Specifically Marshall. You would notice that in their hands are surgical implements. So it looks like they also not only use this place for VIP activities, but it maybe is their makeshift hospital as well. As this bouncer leads you guys to the back, he opens the door and he goes, "Boss, this way," and gestures for you to all go in front of him.
Yeah, I'll
Go in?
go inside, yeah.
Yeah.
It leads into a small hallway. This is definitely where performers back in the day would get ready. It seems most of these rooms have been actually converted. And by converted, I mean whatever door they had has been replaced with something that would look more suitable in a vault. We're talking gigantic steel doors with gigantic spinning handles on them. At the end of the room, or at the end of the hallway, is a small door that already is opened, and the bouncer kind of sticks his arm out straight down the hall. Don't even try the other doors. And with that, he kind of pulls the door shut, and there is a window in that door. You can see that he turns his back to you and is, got that squared shoulder. I'm blocking the doorway with my entire being.
Only one way but forwards.
Are all the other doors closed?
Yes,
No windows?
they're gigantic safe doors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. No windows and safe doors.
Kind of, give the, I'll let's get moving look to everyone and probably move the slowest, but, how it be.
Someone's
follow.
full of themselves, all this hubbub.
As you move through the hallway into this room, it is a small office room. That is very clearly what it was designed for, and is still what it's being used for. The center of the room is a large oak desk with what looks to be some sort of Apple computer monitor on the top of it. leaning back in a very large chair is a man that looks to be roughly 300 pounds. Black hair, greased back, rings on several of his fingers, feet kicked up on his desk, and he's currently leaning back eating a hamburger. As you guys come in, he looks at all of you and goes, "Quickly, I'm on my lunch."
Well, if no one else shall speak up, I suppose I will.
Please.
So, yes, as you... Oh, do you? Sorry.
No, I was saying the floor is yours.
No. Yes, as you've probably heard, we are here looking to do some business with your establishment. So, if there's unless there's formalities to get out of the way, we'll make this quick so you can get back to your lunch.
I heard one of you is a doctor.
Yes, that would be me.
Okay, good. Rest of you can go. He stays. Takes another bite out of the burger.
Well, I hope you're confident in your degree. I'll meet you in the hallway.
Well, I could use assistance,
He reaches over and presses a button on the phone and he goes, "Get the other three out of here. The doctor's here. We'll be keeping him. Escort the other three out of the building."
But wait, they're actually my trained assistants. They know my procedures better than anyone.
Roll me. Here we go. I'm gonna need a manipulation plus subterfuge with that one.
I hope I have subterfuge.
Do you want someone else to roll?
Let's see. I think I've got it. Here we go. I'm in.
Wits plus.
Okay, got this. I got 1 dot of subterfuge, so. And then.
It's wits plus subterfuge, isn't it? To counter subterfuge.
Or wits composure?
It might be with composure. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's the same roll, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll use a willpower for that too. Let me just copy and paste this. 3.
Busted keyboard.
Oh, here, do you want a plus symbol?
Okay. Wait. Oh, okay. Nice.
He chews on his hamburger a little bit, and he's staring at all of you. So, 2 lames and an old guy are your assistants.
25% of the Oh no, majority of the population is gone. Beggars can't be choosers here.
You know what? I need some reassurance. And he points the hamburger at you guys. So, Doctor, if you would, stand to the right. And with that, 3 really big guys come in to the room behind. You said you wanted them out of here, boss? Now, hold on. Good doctor here is claiming that these 3 are his assistants. Now, I'm disinclined to believe him, honestly. However, he seems genuine. I don't see why a doctor needs 3. And then he proceeds to point at each of you with the burger. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, make him pay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The burger currently points towards Edmond. With that, the two large men behind Seth and Awad kind of begin to maneuver you to the side while the other large man places both of his hands on Edmund's shoulders. The boss places his hamburger down, stands up, kind of gives himself a little bit of a dust off. His dress shirt is unbuttoned like halfway down, kind of wipes his greasy hands all over his dress shirt. He adjusts his rings a little bit, and he makes a very pointed look as he walks up over towards Edmond, looking at the three of you. Now, this is what we call payment. Realize that it could be much, much worse. Edmond, I need a stamina composure check, as you are held into position as this guy beats you. Go ahead and take lethal damage up to the first wound penalty, as he just keeps going and going.
So up to, so I'm at a -1.
Mm-hmm. Here goes. And after he finishes, he kind of, his hair's all a mess. He's pouring sweat from every orifice of his body. He's like soaked completely through his shirt. He slicks his hair back. Now, this is a good lesson for all of you. The doctor's ours now. You have free roam. Doctor, your first patient should probably be him. Probably gonna have a few cracked ribs, probably a busted jaw, might be missing a few teeth. I don't feel good about beating up a lame, but you know, it was either an old guy or another lame. I didn't really have much of a choice. Get out. Free roam. However, whenever we call for you, and he points specifically at you, Marshall, you're gonna come running, aren't you?
Of course, I definitely don't want what happened to him to happen to me.
Oh, it won't happen to you. We can't damage a surgeon's hands. It'll be one of these two. Or him again.
Let's see, well, that's not so bad, I guess. I'm just kidding.
That's why you can't trust degree, folks.
He makes... And before he turns away, he looks down at Edmond and he goes, and you know what? Just for that type of comment, and he hawks like the hugest, gooeyest sounding loogie and spits it right on your face. As he walks back over, throws his feet back up on the desk and picks up his hamburger and continues to eat it. And he makes a hand gesture, telling you to leave.
Well, negotiations are over. Time to leave.
The bodyguards just leave. They don't help Edmond up. They just move on out.
I'll help Edmond up. I'll help Edmond up.
Oh, come on, it's only 7 lethal damage. Not that bad. At worst.
Yeah, let's take care of that.
We'll lead the way out, looking for an empty room to for the good doctor.
Are you heading towards the VIP rooms then?
That's probably, yeah.
Most of them are occupied. Specifically this area, you hear a lot of explicit sounds, as well as some people seeming to be hacking up a lung that may be contagion related. You're not entirely sure, but there is 1 or 2 free rooms out of roughly the 20 rooms, VIP rooms there are. However, these rooms are somewhat are obviously VIP rooms, so they are private. You do have a moment here by yourselves, as I'm assuming you get Edmond up onto whatever constitutes as a table here, probably like a little circular coffee table in the middle of the room.
Well, I will attempt to, sit up here straight because, take more than a bit of beating. Yeah, we're in, and well, obviously they're not open to business.
Well, I couldn't help but notice the cocktail of narcotics that was available. I'm just wondering that a man of his physique, I don't think he'd hold up too well with the old speedballing.
Well, we don't really know if they have what we're looking for here. We still need to gather some information first, I think.
Well, I'm sure if we can pretty good, going down a pretty vicious route here, but fight fire with fire, and if the best person to treat him is on our side, I think he might suddenly become a lot more forthcoming with assistance if he's if his life is in the doctor's hands.
Oh.
Also, Marshall, if you would now go ahead and give me a medicine plus intelligence as you begin examining the damage here.
Sorry, I was trying to fix my computer.
No, don't do that. Leave it as it is.
So you're suggesting we poison the leader here?
Mixture of a stimulant and an opiate will, like I say, it's more his physique that will do the damage. It's I don't know if his heart will be able to take it.
He has other doctors, it seems. I think.
He seemed rather eager. He seemed rather eager for a qualified one. Perhaps just students, maybe nurses, those with a little bit of prowess, but not capable surgeons, perhaps.
If we could sway them closer to our side than his, they might help us instead of him.
Absolutely.
Or just take them out of the picture.
I think. Well, it's sorry, 1 moment. Yeah. Yes. So, Dr. Brown, is there anything that I could go and ask someone else for? Maybe I could get a lay of the land, something you might need for the treatment. I could have a look around. If anyone else would like to join me.
Speaking of that treatment, I might want to... With that, definitely a dislocated shoulder. You can't necessarily confirm if they're just bruised or if one of the ribs might actually be broken. His jaw is somewhat dislocated, so every word is actually somewhat slurred due to that. severe bruising all throughout his chest and abdomen region. He's definitely got a crooked nose now and is definitely going to get a goose egg and a couple of black eyes. Busted lip. Your standard trauma. But nothing super severe, nothing where you're just like, oh dear God, we need this fixed now. Except for if one of the ribs is broken, that's would be the only major concern.
So, I'm not exactly sure if, anything's broken, but from as far as I can see, you should be fine. It's just mostly just bruising.
I could have told you that much. There's enough fire still burning through the veins. This isn't enough to put me down. You need not waste your time. I'll simply push it back to place. It'll take some time, but
So with that, who is going with Seth out into the entertainment area proper?
Marshall, did you tell us what you found out about the?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if anyone wants to come along,
I could tag along. I'll see if they have maybe an antique collector in their midst. Doesn't know what he has his hands on.
Of course, I'm gonna see who the other physicians are. I mean, we can at least go through the ruse of asking for an X-ray machine. I doubt they have one, but might just give us the lie of the land,
wish you the best of luck with that. I will remain here and never smoke in the meantime. I'm sure they don't mind me smoking indoors. I think there's
plenty worse going on just beyond the. Then I'll look back towards the main.
It's essentially like a beads door type separator thing. So, I mean, they're VIP rooms and they're private, but like they're not private, so to speak. So with that, Awat and Seth, are you going to check any of the VIP rooms, or are you just moving?
Some of the ones that we saw the other guys coming out of with like scalpels and things like that, the medical equipment.
Okay, so that particular room that they came out of.
Yeah.
That room, I'm actually going to need a stamina composure check from both of you.
Oh dear, is that bad?
This is going well. Yeah.
What is fine.
Oh, what?
Nice. Wait, why do you have a wound penalty?
You might never have cleared your damage from last time.
From the airplane, maybe.
From the airplane of being shot, but if you took the merit,
Yeah.
you should be healed by now, probably.
Oh, okay.
At least a little bit.
I mean, you've still got one success, so doesn't matter.
Yeah. So the best way to describe what you've walked into is a chop shop, but for human body parts.
Oh.
These guys, they seem to take a very Civil War approach to injuries, and it's maybe not enough medical supplies are around to the point where they generally, if it seems like if an limb is injured, like you see an arm laying out on one of the couches with a bullet hole in it. It seems like they've taken to, instead of just actually treating the injury, they just amputate.
I'm going to look down at the blood-stained my blood-stained legs. Well, I feel rather fortunate for that this happened at least where it did, and not here.
There is actually a living person in this room, laid out very much on the center table, kind of like you did with Edmond. However, he is very much unconscious at this time. Chest is rising and falling, so you can tell he's still alive. They have just recently amputated his leg, though. You can see the bloody stump bandages wrapped around it. His leg's kind of like leaning against the wall, kind of like a crutch type deal.
No one attending.
No, it seems like they've left him to sleep it off.
Walk it off. I haven't seen work like this since, what did they call them? The Dark Ages?
I think that's quite apt. I'm aware of this kind of practice, mainly from a study, but I never hoped I would see it for myself.
Doctors, they called them.
I think butcher is more appropriate.
Well, this seems to lead to credence to your theory of them not being very good at their job.
Oh, yeah. Like I say, it was something of a hunch. Now I think it's all but confirmed suspicion.
With that, if you know, after kind of looking at this area for a couple of minutes, one of the doctors comes by and he pokes his head in. He's still breathing. He kind of looks around you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
Despite your best efforts.
Wait, we're currently treating somebody, and I realise this is incredibly unlikely, but that we're potentially looking at fractured or broken ribs. So I was wondering if you had any X-ray facilities or...
He literally begins to laugh hysterically at you. X-rays? Oh, come on. Come on, man. Come on. Like, I have enough painkillers for maybe like half of these people. And when I say I have enough painkillers for half these people, I mean I have a half a box of Tylenol. That's what I got for painkillers. That guy? Yeah, Tylenol. That's how he made it through that surgery. That surgery, a lot easier than dealing with an infection from, and he lifts the leg up and he shows you the large, what appears to be a glass cut, as there's little glass shards in the leg. A lot easier than dealing with the infection from that. And he kind of tosses the leg back.
Well, are these your people?
I mean, everybody here's our people. Unfortunately, he's not going to get back into the job for a while. We have a couple of prosthetics we can give him. It's not that big of a deal.
Surely your people would do a lot better if perhaps you were in a better condition to treat them. I mean, you're not having to worry about prosthetics. It just antibiotics surely are enough for simple cuts.
Yeah, antibiotics. He kind of looks over and he goes, antibiotics were also probably one of the first things to go bad. And one of the first off the shelves at most hospitals. You know, this has been going around long enough that a lot of that stuff isn't being made anymore, and what was left is, gone. Used it in the first few months.
Well, I'm sure there's other options. I mean,
There is another option, actually. I do know of a way to get some antibiotics. Kind of nods and a kind of twisted grin comes across his face. If you want to help me get some antibiotics, I could certainly use the help.
well, what do you have in mind?
So, there's this family. Doesn't live too far from here. They actually hit a hospital a while ago. Saw them dragging in a bunch of loot. However, that's also what happened to this guy. Tried to break into their house, got some glass in his leg, had to skedaddle back out. The buddy that he was with wasn't so lucky. They filled him full of lead. So, you hit them, kill them, or bring them back here. Both will work. They could be the artiste, and you hear a bit of sarcasm as he says that, the artiste's next project. And you bring back the medical supplies that they have. It's a guy and a girl and then like a little kid. The little kid's actually a crack shot too. So
It's amazing. It's amazing and terrifying what this world has done to people, but I can believe it.
But you bring him back here or you kill him. That part's non-negotiable though. I don't want to all of a sudden find out that they're alive again and one of our boys got shot. They look at what they did to one of our boys already.
Well, it's the world is dangerous enough without others making it unnecessarily so, I suppose.
And see, that's what we're in the work of doing. We're trying to make the world a better place. Here at Club Risk. And this guy, as you've been speaking with him, you've taken notice. He's probably mid-30s. He's got black hair. It's all scruffed. He has dark circles under his blue eyes. Completely covered in essentially what is caked on blood from what you can tell. Probably hasn't showered in at least 3 weeks. His outfit is literally almost a butcher's apron that is just smeared with all sorts of viscera.
Well, it certainly sounds like an opportunity, and seeing as how we seem to have ingratiated ourselves into your society here, I think it's only fair that we do our bit.
Glad to hear that you're willing to help us out. Might be a place in it for you. We gotta just rough you up a little bit more. Not rough like... And he makes a hand gesture like he's hitting. But rough you up, and he kind of like indicates on the inside, you know, with his hand. We gotta rough you up a little bit.
Well, it's so just to get that, does he? I'm guessing he kind of means that figuratively.
Yeah, you can
Toughen you up.
Yeah, toughen you up. Well, not even toughen you up, but
Grow some hair on your chest.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm much of a. Yeah, I could probably do with a little bit of maybe field experience. I was part of a rifle club when I was studying, but other than that, I've never really been the combative type.
kind of
Probably no time like the present to learn.
looks over at Awat. I would say we need to toughen you or rough you up too, but honestly, I think a stiff breeze would kill you.
Yeah, I'm probably past the point of tough. I'm just gamey now. I'm more in the business of the fine arts than medicine myself.
Well, you know what? If you ever want to cut your life short, just let one of us know and we'll take care of it nice and... Okay, it depends on who you ask. Nice and quick, or some of the other guys will, you know, take you into a back room and then skin you alive, for lack of a better word here. There's a couple of us that would love a new human skin coat.
I think I'll have to think on that one.
It's not a bad way to go from what I've heard.
I shudder to think who you might have heard that from.
I know somebody last week. And he literally kind of shrugs and gestures like, what do you expect? Anyways, he's alive and I'm gonna join the next outing that we're gonna have. So you guys take care. Think about what I said. Kill those guys. Bring back the medicine. Oh. And he kind of reaches in underneath the apron and he pulls out a picture. Little Polaroid type picture and hands it over to Seth. That's their picture for you to take.
Do I need to ask who it is?
As soon as you look at it, it is the 3 people that you recently came in and met when you first went in.
Oh, no, to tell you the truth, we actually passed them on the way here. I hadn't so much as said 2 words and the guns were drawn already.
That sounds like them. Well, toodles. And he literally walks away.
Wow.
You're not actually gonna go after them, are you?
But if we can talk to them and let them know what their plan is, that we're supposed to be there to brutally murder them and take their medical supplies, then it gives us their entire medical supply and potentially to, well, what's the old expression? Poison the well.
A bit of sabotage. Bring this hellhole back down to hell.
Absolutely, and I can't imagine that those pharmaceuticals will be used exclusively as intended.
It's an interesting plan, but I wonder... He said he didn't want them alive in the end. I hope he doesn't want proof if we come back with medicine and no bodies.
Well, I'm not dragging bodies across town even if we were planning on. And if they want to go by the house, I'm sure we can make arrangements there. Just, well, hopefully we're not going to be here very long. We'll tell them rendezvous at the airport and we know somewhere. Well, we extend the welcoming arms of the family. Bring them into the fold, so to speak.
It's always nice to have some new members. Okay. Do you need me for that, or I kind of want to explore this place and see if there are any clues to a relic here?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not looking at going out in the next 10 minutes, I assure you.
All right, I'm gonna go peruse their art.
And I will go and try and communicate with the local wildlife, I suppose. I'm assuming it's mainly grunts.
Oh, it gives you a confused look.
Just implying that they were apes out there at the front.
Okay.
So, with that, I want to check in on Edmond and Marshall. It hasn't been too long, so I wouldn't say a point of damage has even healed yet. But the same person that poked their head in on Seth and Awad pokes their head in. Hey. He kind of eyes you up and down. You're the new doctor that I heard about, aren't you? Just looking at you.
Well, I guess news travels fast.
There's like 50 guys here, and like 45 of them already have the plague. Another like 10 of them are actively dying of it right now. I mean, like, news gets around fast because there isn't a lot of people for it to get around.
It's also a hallway, Marshall. It's like we're still in the same building.
But I mean, we literally just got here, so.
He looks you up and down at Edmond and goes, "Boss worked you over, eh?"
It's gonna take more than his punches.
Oh, don't worry. Doctor screws up and he won't use punches.
What, you think a bullet's gonna do it either?
Apparently you don't know our boss's penchant for flamethrowers.
You think Edmund's just going to kind of, slide his hand across, the burn scars across his face, and you think fire's gonna do it either?
You've seen it all. How long you been around? He kind of eyeing you up and down curiously.
Too long, my friend. Too long.
You and half of the people in here. But he kind of turns his attention back to Marshall. Say, you need anything? I'm gonna be one of your assistants, I suppose.
I mean, we could use painkillers for one. I'm not sure. Well, he said he's fine, but if I was him,
He literally reaches into his pockets and pulls out probably what the equivalent of 2.5 Tylenol, literally broken into pieces.
Is that all we have?
I've got half a bottle of Tylenol. I mean, do you think he's gonna need more than whatever amount of acetaminophen this is?
I guess I can make it work. Maybe.
I mean, we use the stuff for amputations, so it'd be good.
Amputations? What? You guys don't?
Finish your thought there, Doctor.
I mean, that doesn't seem like the most practical thing you could do,
What do you mean?
We're not exactly in the Civil War anymore, we have medicine,
Not in the... Yeah, we're not in the Civil War anymore. We're in the goddamn apocalypse.
All right, fine, fair enough. And I just passed the pills over to Edmond, I guess.
I just threw my pen. You can keep your Tylenol. Other people will need it more than I do.
All right, and he literally extends his hand like, okay, give it back. He continues to wait for you to give him the Tylenol back.
Doc, I know this is a bit of a disgrace to modern medicine, but I think you'll have to work with it.
Are you gonna give me the
Is he
Tylenol?
there?
He honestly might not even be here.
Gems, are you there?
I'm right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was just waiting. Were you gonna give the Tylenol back, or?
You had the Tylenol.
Yeah, you had it.
Oh, I thought I gave it back to.
Yeah, he handed it to Edmond.
Somebody give it back.
The Tylenol is given back.
He shakes his head. God, you guys are idiots. Are you sure he didn't hit you in the head?
Look.
You might want to check
Alright.
his brain.
What, you got an MRI in the basement? I doubt that's happening. I think we'll just have to go.
Nah, we don't got an MRI. We do have a electric chair. If it gets all too much.
Tempting, but I'll, I think I'll, I think I'm fine for now.
Suit yourself. I'm gonna go out on the next hunting party, so you guys take care. And he points over into the room that he had just came from. Guy in there sleeping it off. I had to take his leg. He shrugs. I don't know what else to tell you. I had to take his leg. Probably might be in shock. I don't know. Shrugs and leaves on that note.
Guess I should probably go check, I guess.
No point in sitting on my ass here. Might as well get up, move around, walk it all off. Maybe pop this shoulder back into place for now.
If you're gonna
I think you really should just sit down.
Whatever, doctor's orders.
That's like 7 lethal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've still got
That's a lot.
I got plenty.
Yeah, you're no condition to get up. Just stay there, and I'll be right back.
Have up to pansies these days.
As you get up and leave the room, sorry, background noise is going to be coming in,
Oh no.
so I will have to be monitoring this at 1:13. So, as you leave the room, Marshall, you are going to, of course, bump into Seth and Awat.
Did you guys, find anything? Any clues?
Doctors here are horrible.
I wouldn't really call them doctors. It's more like a sort of massacre, I suppose, is the most apt way of saying it. Amputation for the most easily treated of injuries.
Yeah, I see why they were so excited for us to come in now.
Yes, it all makes sense. There's absolutely no duty of care, put it that way.
I get the impression that they're all pretty much the same as that when we met.
Yeah, I heard there was like a patient in shock right now. His leg got cut off.
Unconscious, not by any sedative, just a possibly unhealthy dose of painkillers.
I'm not sure. Over-the-counter goods will really help in these cases.
And we were offered something of an ultimatum as well. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Is anyone nearby?
The one doctor has already made his way out into the main area. Outside of the thumping of music, and has stated a couple of expletives and noises that you don't wish to describe to somebody in public. You are alone in the hallway, but obviously there are VIP rooms currently in use.
Well, we were given the ultimatum that the family we encountered on the way here apparently have access to medical supplies. They've been something of a thorn in the side of this little organization, and well, we were asked to either do the deed ourselves or bring them back here, along with the medical supplies that they've managed to loot. And I'm going to try and sort of just kind of shake my head a little bit, just so Marshall at least knows that I'm not planning on doing that.
Yeah. Okay, so do you need any help or?
Potentially. And how's Edmond holding up?
He's fine at the moment, but I don't think he should be walking around, to be honest.
The thing is, if we're going to go and do this thing, I don't know how comfortable I am with him being here on his own with them. After, well, you saw what happened. You know what happened more than any of us.
That's true. I guess maybe we could take him with us, but we'd have to find... Never mind. I guess he could. He did seem adamant about, moving around. So I guess maybe he could be fine. I probably shouldn't say this as a doctor, though. But
he's made of sturdy stuff.
yeah, I'd probably be knocked out if I was him.
That's what I...
With that, a couple of individuals come out, and they fully just unclothed. They kind of look at you. Huh. You want to join us?
You're parts of the hunting group, is that right?
I mean, depends on what you mean by hunting group.
Oh, sorry. No, we were completely misunderstood. No. Thank you.
Looks over at the other two. What about you two?
Oh, we have plans. Sorry.
What about you, Grandpa? I don't care about your age.
Just your stamina.
Oh, if I were younger, but my stamina's not what it used to be.
Y'all boring. And they make their way, very drunken / high gait as they make their way back into the main area. All you see are cheeks as they move back into the main area.
Right, well, I'm going to be doing some investigating of this place to see if they have what we're looking for.
Well, I'm going to, I'll talk to the doctor, and when we start on the plan, I'm sure I'm sure Dr. Brown has a good idea of what we need. And I'll indicate to go back inside and fill them in on my idea quietly so that no one can.
Yeah.
So, Awat,
Yeah.
how do you plan on going about your investigation here?
Well, he's gonna start by looking at the gaudy decor that they have. It's possible that they have something that they don't know what it is just because it looks interesting. Maybe they looted it, maybe they bought it, picked it up somewhere. So yeah, he's...
Well,
Yeah.
Currently, in the hallway of the VIP room, you do have nothing of spectacular note. Mostly, it's old-timey, what almost look like movie portraits, but for adult-rated movies. But from like the 50s to 70s. So we're talking like those old-school type posters.
Big mustache.
Yeah. Nowadays might seem a little tame. Nowadays might seem a little tame, but back then were considered incredibly racy.
Okay, so he's...
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Mummy the Curse 2nd Edition Final Hours, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. And if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, in the fading memories of this dying world, can we discover a way to survive?